Nicholas and the rest of the team, they've done literally nothing wrong. And the reason we can say that is because the police in France have not even charged them. Now, Nicholas has the legal team to, I think that they told there was a big problem over the last few minutes just before we came live, because the French authorities also have a bad habit of lying, just like their president. They have lied to our lawyers about half an hour ago, claiming that Nicholas, at least, not the rest of them, just Nicholas, has been released, while our reporter is still sitting in jail. What's the point of lying? We're going to find out within 2 minutes. Not really sure exactly what they're up to over there. We don't even know if they know what they're doing right now. All we know is that this is an assault on basic journalism. This is an assault on 2CTV, and of course, the United Kingdom, because they know that the team is UK based and they came from England. Our good friend, the British barrister, Stephen Barrett, I've been speaking to him. I've been speaking to the head of the Free Speech Union, my good friend Toby Young, and also a couple of other journalists. They've all been quite helpful. Stephen Barrett, who's also been part of 2CTV Plus, by the way, posted this, and he said that to me personally as well. They do this deliberately on a Saturday, knowing it is almost impossible to get a French lawyer. Macron and Starmer are scum who conspire to import racists and murderers into our country. Both belong behind bars. Now, let's not forget that Emmanuel Macron is not going rogue against people or journalists from Britain. He is very closely cooperating with the British Prime Minister and the Labour Party, Keir Starmer. They are very close. There's been no rows, no clashes between the UK and France since the Labour Party formed the government. Before that, when the Tories were in charge, the French and the British were clashing all the time. Not anymore. So this is not Emmanuel Macron making a move, for example, against the British government by doing this. They know what's going on. Both governments are absolutely fine with this. We've had our own issues in Britain. Myself, personally, and also 2CTV as a business. I've been arrested. I've been threatened with bigger arrests, which luckily didn't happen. Then the time when they threatened to arrest me, but they didn't, for simply filming at a protest in London, one of the so-called Palestinian protests, the police took my details, and somebody from the police in London leaked our details, my personal details, and our 2CTV reporter Niak Orban, and Mark Burbeck, our friend. Now that person who was working with the police, the Metropolitan Police, has been arrested. The case has gone to the CPS, but that doesn't really change anything, doesn't really fix anything, because the police in the UK constantly make things hard for us as a business here at 2CTV, but also me as a person. They've tried their best, the British government, to introduce even more censorship rules. Now, legally, they introduced the legislation last year to get Ofcom, which is the broadcaster regulator, which was supposed to be regulating the BBC, Sky News, the actual legacy TV channels. They've been given them extra powers to be able to censor
some of
online channels like 2CTV and YouTube channels.
networks there,
The
Feed the Children and Psychic Network seem to be some
which means that even
correlating.
the legislation
Well, when you want to get down to it, a lot of times the ones you're listening to, right, talking about these things and just standing up for their right to journalize or whatever. Yeah, they usually don't have involvements with those things with the people that have gotten them, the capabilities to
Which is why,
yeah,
for those of you who've been watching this channel previously,
yeah, well, I mean, when you see it, like, yeah,
before,
he's good friends with, what's his name there?
as a business
I don't know if they're good
and
friends,
as a
but I know
family,
they've done
our relocation plans,
a few shows together
our
or
relocation
something.
from Europe to CTV is now being implemented. The plan is going ahead. I did mention a while ago that we have a backup plan. We might not be able to stay in the United Kingdom and in Europe in general. And we are moving. Remigration.
Right, it's a classic example of that, how that, like, they have nothing to do with the ones that, you know, sponsor.
If you keep the business safe,
when you look at those connections with those networks, the syndicated markets.
Now I have a family. It's not just about me individually.
So see how the ones who support the other businesses and networks that are just journalizing the news or selling a vitamin or ghost hunting or whatever it is, see how it curtails, and it's kind of loose ties and connections there with the funding and sponsors of. Right, so then you're not ever really dealing with the ones committing those crimes and stuff like that. You have these journalists and people selling vitamins, making a big scene. They're gonna make you eat maggots, you know. Yeah, I mean, you can make the connections with exactly these very people.
We're simply trying to do the job here.
Nothing personal.
It's all thanks to you guys.
Yeah, we're concerned about the hostages and the children.
Members of 2CTV Plus. Because ever since I started this channel,
and you would think so, and if you notice, like with a lot of these people, you know, you have, you know, hope that people will do the right thing and speak out about those topics, and how they kind of all veer away from that, and it just turns into
I refuse to get any financial backup,
how they're being demonetized, or people are trying to silence them about what?
Big pockets.
What issues? What
and companies to fund us, to help us.
Right, well, when you make the connections there with those businesses,
just out of principle. I don't want to even play that card, but because I'm a contrarian and have a problem with authorities. I'm not a team player. I can't really be told what to do.
Yeah, I mean, we've said it so many times. I mean, I can go down the rundown of some of those things again if you're not making the connections.
Fundraising on this channel.
Yeah, like, see how he's going. We've never done fundraising, so people are probably mentioning the ties to those things. Whereas, like, and they're going to be nothing to do with us, right? We're just journalizing and we're making meatballs, sunglasses. It's like a chop shop. Like, we've been explaining. And you try to explain that to those people, but they don't want to hear it. They want to do everything they can to keep making meatballs or journalizing or whatever it is they're doing, making the money. They have nothing to do with what the producers, feeders, and chasers and sponsors are doing that might be pissing people off. So then, when they're the channels and the outlets that are in the public, you know, able to get a hold of type people, they feel threatened, they're getting demonetized, and it's not that, it's, you know, that people don't want to support networks and businesses that are connected to those horrible syndicated markets when you actually look into it, and then how that's connected to the Clintons and people in those administrations and the Bidens and the Shrivers and the Dollywoods and the Diddy places and all these mansions and stuff where we have these concerns with children being fucked and tortured by punks.
Have been helping us.
Right, as you can see, the child and animal pornography, the producers are not everywhere. Those are more disclosed locations. Yeah, the other places, as you can see, they do professional brothels, they save the puppies, they sell vitamins, they helped veterans, battered women. There's like millions of fucking bullshit charities in fucking America. Land of the free, home of the brave. Yeah, I don't know. Just trying to help. We're not judging. We understand. We're at peace.
It's not really just about the UK.
Much
You can see
love.
the situation right now we're facing in France. We have new media friends and citizen journalists in Spain who are facing similar problems from the socialist government of Spain and many other countries. How long will it take for people to realize the time's up and Europe is dying? No wonder everyone's leaving. Ivan says, arrested for not breaking the law. That's new. But that's the other thing. This level of what's happening right now, as we speak in Calais, to our team, It would have been absolutely understandable if it were happening in Iran or North Korea. You could get arrested without any explanation. They could take your possessions and they could just keep you there without even charging you, without any conviction. What's not supposed to be happening in democracy? But obviously, right now, the Fifth Republic of France doesn't seem to believe in basic freedoms under Emmanuel Macron. As this person says, Tusi, leave the EU and meet ASAP. Well, luckily I'm not in the EU. We are in the UK. But yeah, at this point, not much difference between the UK and the EU. Same problems. The law is only advisory. When this kicks off, it will be biblical. Trust me. Gabriel says, I was worried for you, brother Tusi. I only skimmed the title at first and thought they got you.
So really whenever you get like a new team or people or different ones that
thank you for everything.
Bring attention to those, networks or whatever, it always kind of spikes. Those places, right?
Alongside
people name those areas. Florida, Texas, California, New York, Canada, Ukraine, Wuhan, Iran, UK,
2 weeks.
India.
Because we were
certain parts. I mean, you could look at it like clockwork with what we've been saying, and those networks, and then how people, they just get spiked. They start, they're trying to freedom of speech, and it turns into we can't say vaccines on YouTube or demonetize it. Right, nobody ever talks about the actual issues that need to be talked about. It's actually been really stupid to a lot of us. Hopefully.
Somewhere that believes in liberty, in free speech. If that's what you want.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like putting any responsibility on the YouTubers, but just the fact that was happening.
You're the voice of the
in mainstream news, completely oblivious to any of it. I mean, obviously there's something going on. Even Robert De Niro, remember back, he's like, obviously there's something.
You don't have to.
Right, and what they've been telling themselves, and we know what they've been telling themselves, and how they justify the ignorance. And we find it very sick, disgusting, and disturbing, and we tell them that. It's no judgment, it's just the way it is. Yeah, it's called honesty, love. So we try to give love, and we get back a lot of love. Believe me, there's a lot of other aware people. They love us back for speaking out. And we love them back for speaking out. So
to now do, because once our team have been rescued,
thank you,
from this third world nation,
I know I'm shutting.
We're not going to be able. They're not going to let us film our documentary there about the migrant crisis, but we are still going to do it. We're going to do it differently.
No, not really.
So that's going to be still going to go on 2CTV Plus. So go on 2C.tv, become a member now. And just wait for that. This is criminals because you're speaking the truth. No charges, no explanation. Contact Tommy. Yes, I've been in touch with Tommy as well, and everybody else.
That's so near. Yes. There you go.
Ezra, they have a lot of experience with this. Your lawyers need to document everything. Yep. Don't worry, we're on top of everything.
Right, when you look at everything we've been saying, about 2009 and stuff the private investigator was talking about before he shot himself.
Seth says, hello, door of arrest in France, signaled political charges.
Yeah, so hopefully, again, no judgment or blame, we're just trying to bring the awareness and help these hostages and children. Get the locals to pull their heads out of their asses and acknowledge reality. No judgment, just saying.
Last, went there when you were 10 years old in 1998, or when it used to be nice, right? Something for you. Go check your email later. I think you can use it for content. It's worth a look. Okay, I'll have a look. John, we will welcome you in the free state of Wyoming. He says we want to move to Texas. We got a big one from Nicholas saying death to the Prime Minister as well as Mr. Macron. Even if Congress won't let the US leave NATO, President Trump must cut all funding to France. It is better to fund Putin than fund NATO. Just because funding NATO is bad doesn't mean funding Putin is good. We should not live in a binary world. Let's not be one of those people. That, well, just because this is bad, the opposite is good. No. That's not how it works. Bad is bad, and bad is bad. Come to the US, so we did your reporting. God bless CCTV family and team. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, I will be back on Fox News on Monday, 2 days from now. So I will give you guys the details of exactly what time. I think it's America's Report show again, so it's about between 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern time, which will be probably around 6 to 8 p.m. UK time, BST. Just read some French freedom of speech, French freedom of speech laws. Your reporter did not break it, and it seems, of course not.
Do you have a thingy to watch it?
To do anything. They haven't done anything.
Is that 6 or 8?
Lawyers on it. They sent Trump everywhere, and
I don't know.
You, Danielle, and your team just moved
might be able
to
to.
the US.
If not, are you going to play it on your
Final
thingy
nail
and
in
do like a watch thing?
Alliance. The police in the UK are criminal.
I'd watch it.
That is a fact. They policed by consent, not anymore.
I think it's a 6 or
8. The creation of the Metropolitan Police by Sir Robert Peel was supposed to create police by consent, but nope. Basically, at this point, the same as France. Looking for my voice so 2C can hear me.
Time?
How can I do this here?
Oh, yeah, it is 6 p.m.
Voice.
tonight.
We don't do voice, unfortunately. It's all text.
Yes,
You can only type, on YouTube.
I'd watch it.
The best countries to relocate to are Panama, I think it's Estonia, Latvia. I'm not going to do Europe. No Europe. We're out of Europe. Even Eastern Europe. No. Everything out. Excellent, safe places to move. Because it's not just about safety. It's the whole package that's needed.
Crime videos.
Safety and security is one thing. Freedom and business opportunity is another thing.
Yeah.
You need a land of opportunity. Move to Greenland and become a US citizen. That's a good loophole, right? You're an inspiration to people all over the world. Your courage, passion and commitment to speaking out truly matters. Thank you and your whole team for being a light in such a dark world. Thank you very much. We will continue. Never give up, never surrender. America will welcome you. Don't forget to dump their tea in the English Channel in protest. I'll set up the tea party again before you leave the UK. The Tea Party did nothing wrong. With you each step of the way. Jeff says, welcome home to CTV USA. We've been waiting. Well, we're not there, so still in the UK. Fight the fight. Hope you come to America. And Jim says, Macron, his real name. Oh my God. Let's go back to the Macron family. Got a big one here saying, Maya from Mama in Florida. Here is bail. Thank you. Don't need that, but thank you, I appreciate that. Moving, whatever, I want to help. Yeah, you can become a member of TwitCTV Plus. That's the best way you can help. Sunshine, evil has been exposed and it's ticked. We have your back, and I'm praying for you. Keep your faith in God and watch him copy. Absolutely.
Yeah, you see where a lot of the fan base comes from those exact places.
We will continue to fight.
Yeah, it's all is good.
Another one from Steve. Thank you very much, Steve, for the support.
Yeah.
Now, Ivan says,
yeah, that's probably why they have
FRGC,
some of those, different.
The French Revolutionary Guard Corps. They actually have that.
Channels, I guess.
It wasn't called that, but it was basically the same thing. Crazy. USA is watching.
I'll try to do this at the same time.
TwitCTV can become the ultimate pirate radio TV internet station. You guys can be the supreme authoritarian. Yeah, if we build our base
what the heck do you
in the
do
middle
for
of
that?
the Atlantic Ocean, the international
Insane.
waters, and just broadcast from there, that's how you win. Or in a tunnel in Gaza.
Yeah.
One of those two options. Free speech and liberty does that mean you're moving to Israel? I like my cheeseburgers. Finding a cheeseburger in Israel is not that easy, so that's a problem. We'd love to have you here with us. Keep on the great way. Thank you. Also, the whole place closing on a Friday afternoon. Yeah, I don't think I can get used to that. It's like Iran all over again. Thursday afternoon till Friday evening, everything shuts. No, I need to keep going. I have a big problem, even in London, in the UK, with what we call, in case you don't know from around the world, we have this stupid thing, which is so outdated. The Sunday trading laws. Now, trading hours. This was supposed to be initially, at the time, ages ago, long time ago. This is not mandated by church, but it was supposed to be for Christianity. The Christian version of basically, not by enforcement, but by encouragement. Sunday, late afternoon and evening, spend time with your family, read the Bible, just be calm. And but then that continued. It was hijacked by the socialist trade unions. Then they utilized what we now call Sunday trading laws. It's no longer because of Christianity. It's because of trade unions. So shops, supermarkets, big supermarkets, they close at 5 p.m. on a Sunday, and you can't get anything. And that was worse 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Everything would shut. But then they found loopholes. So you can still have supermarkets open as long as the size of the shop is small. So it defeats the purpose, because people still work Sunday. Small shops, people still work. They weren't supposed to work, right? The big shops closed. Which means that if you're unlucky, you live in an area
I'm deciding if I
only
want
have one
coffee or
big shop
tea.
and no small shops, then yeah, you can't really get anything.
Okay.
I have a problem with that, and that's only for a few hours.
Mocha
You want me
sounds
to
good.
move to Israel or Iran where everything shuts for like a whole day or so? I'll die. I want the whole thing to be open constantly, all the time. Capitalism on steroids. Force people to work. You need to get far more secretive about the docu, and even then you would not be able to do it without being killed by the people in the jungle. It was secretive. There was no publicized plan saying, guys, we are now about to film this, and also that wasn't really the case. They were coming for us regardless because they're checking everything. So you have a bunch of illegal immigrants right now in France who've come from North Africa and the Middle East. They are standing here, they got their migrant tents, right? And essentially bases because they have guns. And they get out of the tents, they go on the boats, they come to England, and the French authorities are just standing there watching. Meanwhile, we got a few people from Britain legally crossing the border, coming to France. French authorities who are looking at those migrants, they turn around, they look at the journalists, they say, yeah, we have to go arrest them. The immigrants, yeah, that's fine. The criminals, foreign criminals who have weapons, that's fine, ignore them. We got a couple of journalists, well, now we have to arrest them. That's the priority. Let's waste more French taxpayers' money on detaining these people for hours and hours and hours without even charging them. It's insanity. They still have not been released. Still have not been. I'm just going to get in touch to see if there's anything. What? I also just got a message from my good friend Toby Young. Okay.
Cause we are the world. Hey.
You ever wondered if there is one single biological system that is the
It's 11:05
to
here.
your health? Everything your body needs to be healthy. The answer is yes, and that system is called angiogenesis. Angiogenesis is how your body grows and maintains blood vessels for circulation. Over the decades, the work has led to some remarkable developments in modern medicine, like treatments that can starve cancer by cutting off the blood supply to tumors, and also treatments that can prevent vision loss and blindness by stopping abnormal blood vessels from growing and leaking in your eyes. That's how powerful taming angiogenesis can be. It turns out that your blood vessels can be controlled not just by medicines, but they can actually be controlled and influenced by food that you eat as well.
They haven't charged him.
Instead of talking about disease, I want to talk to you about that common denominator of health. That process is called angiogenesis. Angio, blood vessel, genesis, how your body grows those blood vessels. This is actually my area of research. I'm going to tell you some amazing things that I've learned. I started studying angiogenesis when I was still in medical school because I didn't know this scientific criteria. Ultimately, the organs like this are remarkable developments in modern life. Techniques like starve cancer by cutting off the blood supply of tumors, or treatments that can actually heal wounds in diabetes by growing new blood vessels to repair and regenerate the tissue. And also treatments that can prevent vision loss, blindness, by stopping abnormal blood vessels from growing and leaking in your eyes. That's how powerful taming angiogenesis can be. And it tells us our blood vessels are really, really powerful. So everyday choices you can make, we're interested in what you can actually do in terms of food to actually support good vascular blood vessel health. To understand just how important blood vessels are, consider their scale. You have about 60,000 miles worth of blood vessels packed inside your body. And if you lay them out end to end, pull them out, they would form a line that would encircle the Earth twice. Your brain alone has about 400 miles of microscopic blood vessels, and these deliver oxygen and nutrients to the neurons that you need for thinking, cognition, remembering, memory, and also focus. Your skin contains roughly 100 miles of blood vessels, and they nourish the largest organ, your skin, in your body. Now these vessels, they are the highways and byways in your body that bring oxygen and nutrients and medications to obtain to every single organ and every single cell in your body. When your blood vessels are healthy, your body feels like it's working pretty well, and all of your organs stand the chance to optimize their health. Your brain receives oxygen, so your mind feels clear and focused. Your muscles thrive and actually can grow, so you have stamina when you exercise. Angiogenesis even occurs every month in a woman of reproductive age to regenerate the lining of the uterus, that's the endometrium, which if there's no pregnancy gets sloughed off, or if there's pregnancy, angiogenesis is absolutely vital to support the growing fetus for 9 months until birth. Now your body can also grow new blood vessels in order to heal a woman, whether it's surgery, due to surgery or due to trauma, you have an accident. New blood vessels immediately start forming inside a cut area of your skin or your tissues to be able to heal. One fascinating thing about angiogenesis is that it is happening all the time in your body. When you're exercising, your muscles actually grow more blood vessels in order to get more oxygen delivery. When your brain is very active, when you're learning, studying, or solving problems, your circulation increases in those areas as well. And even your skin constantly remodels its blood vessels to help with healing and temperature regulation. Your body is always adapting its circulation and blood vessels to meet its needs. Now, one of the reasons that angiogenesis fascinated me in my career is because of how the body precisely controls it. Your system in your body of angiogenesis basically has ability to grow blood vessels where they're needed, or to stop them from growing where they shouldn't be, or there's not too many. Not too many, not too few. That is actually exactly like the Goldilocks zone in the Three Bears. Not too hot, not too cold, just right. Not too hard, not too soft, just right. Your body controls angiogenesis like this, like a volume switch. So it's not too many blood vessels, not too few, just right. And we actually call that the Goldilocks zone. So your body gets, your tissues get all the blood vessels and all the blood flow and delivery of blood that it actually needs for balance. Very important. I call it right-sizing your vascular system. And in a moment, I'm actually going to talk about some foods that can help your body right-size its blood vessels to optimize health. And this is where things get really, really interesting. Because while I told you that there are medicines to treat cancer that can cut off the blood supply or be anti-angiogenic, or there's medicines for wound healing that can grow blood vessels for therapeutic angiogenesis, it turns out that your blood vessels can be controlled not just by medicines, okay, or by the genetics inside your body, but they can actually be controlled and influenced by food that you eat as well. Now in my research, I've been involved with looking at foods, analyzing foods that contain bioactives. These are natural substances that Mother Nature imbued into our food, okay, and these natural compounds can interact with the cells in our blood vessels to help them grow and stay healthy. In fact, one of the things that we did in my research is actually study foods using the same system that's been used to develop drugs. So food as medicine. I'm one of the people that actually studies them in that exact same way.
Trump signed a
and we look at
psychedelic
how
order
natural
with Joe
compounds that are
Rogan.
found in foods can influence the growth
It's
and
probably
function
just
of
to,
healthy
with
blood
all the
vessels.
rumors, it's
Now,
already been
many
done.
of the foods, I got to tell
They
you,
use
that show
psychedelic.
that most benefits are part of healthy diets.
I'm pretty
For example,
sure they do, yeah.
traditional Mediterranean diet filled with whole fruits and vegetables.
So what is that? Just so
nuts
they
and
can
legumes,
implement it, or it
herbs
gets
and
approved
spices,
by
healthy
different
oils.
insurances,
Those are
kind of
actually
a thing.
very powerful
Right, because when you look at
angiogenesis mediators. They support vascular health.
Suboxone,
and the
for
traditional healthy
years,
Asian diet
that was used
contains
as like
a lot
a
of veggies,
suicide
garlic,
murder drug, and
onions,
it is
lots
a very
of
powerful
bioactives found in
psychedelic.
these plant-based
Well, that's
foods
why they have
that are
microdosing.
associated with longevity, cardiovascular
Right, so
health,
over the
brain
years,
health,
it's been an
and
argument as to
overall
whether
lower
they
risk
can
of
prescribe
many
it for
diseases that we can
pain
see
or
in
withdrawal.
modernized countries.
And then
Before I
if you
show
get it,
you
if you
my
do
top
get
5
it
foods that
prescribed
support
for withdrawal,
angiogenesis as
it's
the
very
common
small
denominator of
amounts,
your
where
health.
if you can get it
If you're
prescribed for
interested in the
pain, you
science
can
of
get the
how
larger
food
amounts.
activates
Yeah, this has
your
been a
body's natural
huge thing
health
over the
defenses,
years with those
please
same
subscribe to my
groups.
channel, because this is where I
Right
share the
connected to
research
those
so that you can
people
understand how to
and
make
what they've
better
been doing
choices
and how
to
they've
keep
been
your body
targeting people.
healthy.
So
Here's a
yeah,
countdown
it's an
of
interesting
5
thing
foods that
just to have an
support
understanding
your
and a basis for
angiogenesis
that.
health
Some
defenses.
people
Now, some of them might surprise
don't really
you.
understand
Are you
it
ready?
and just
Number
take it to the
5,
extremes and the
berries,
mockery and the
blueberries, blackberries,
rumors, and
strawberries.
don't really bring
They get
through
their
those
deep
understandings.
color
So if you're confused
from,
about any of that, we're very
bioactive
well
called
versed on all of it, and we
anthocyanins.
can lift any
Now, these
confusion there that
anthocyanins
you
are
have. But yeah, just the understanding with those psychedelics, like Suboxone, we had to sign an FBI contract because we were prescribed that for pain in 2013, 24 milligrams a day, where somebody getting it for withdrawal, they were getting like a 16th of a milligram. Right, when the methadone clinic and those people, when you go back and you look at what was happening with all those things in these groups, many of them have moved away, and how a lot of them are profiting from the traveling bans of yuck and nastiness. Yeah, people need to wake the fuck up around here. So hopefully the proper authorities step up. My name's Mary. The abuser's name is Michael Scott Garand. Him and his sick mother Shirley have custody of my children. And my siblings and family members and people involved with those things, absolutely disgusting and disturbing. A lot of the good people that have worked with us for years know exactly what we're talking about, and they're disgusted with those sick, gross people as well. And they can't tell you, just like you can't talk about the vaccines. Yeah, they tell you in so many ways if you actually listen.
It also
Nasty,
stimulates healthy angiogenesis as well. All right, you ready for food number 4? Here it is, green tea. One of my favorite angiogenesis supporting foods. Beverage in this case actually is green tea. Green tea.
Right, so just understanding those things helps understanding, see these groups, those same groups.
Called Camellia sinensis.
With the funding and calling people Nazis and Karens and non-vaxxers and what we're talking about. And I mean, Rogan, it was interesting, the president, that's what the headline says. Was that a Fox News thing?
Epigallocatechin-3 gallate.
Go back to
what does
that.
it do? When you sip your tea,
Go back to it.
Compounds get into your stomach, are absorbed into your bloodstream.
Did you see the picture?
Guess what?
Oh, on Forbes breaking news. Trump signs executive order on psychedelic drugs with Joe Rogan. Why? Because he's talked about it for so long that he's going to get some recognition about signing the psychedelic order. How cute. And all my heroes at the methadone clinic. Let's go fight in the ring and make some more money. Get out there, guys. Beat the shit out of each other. We got some more money to make. It's cute. I'm pretty sure they mean well. I think Trump's doing the best he can considering all these powerful, popular people and what they think is cool and want to promote. So you gotta go with it the best you can. I think he's doing a great job. But yeah, does that help you understand the psychedelic thing? Some were worried, like, oh god, they're going to give everybody acid. This has already been being done. We just explained to you the discrepancies with some of those drugs, like Suboxone.
Form of green tea because it's the whole tea leaf ground into a powder. All right.
Yeah, that other, yeah,
guess what it is?
DHEA or DMA, yeah.
Another cornerstone of the Mediterranean
and then
diet,
how the
right?
body naturally, how you produce DMT, which is the psychedelic component or element, like how we have endorphins and melatonin.
powerful polyphenols.
Right, so we've gone over this quite a bit. Aphrodisiacs and other foods help the body's natural production of DMT.
Which is good to protect your blood vessels.
Right, and then some get more of a shot or an effect of that, kind of like if they feel emotions more, they're more sensitive. Any emotion, sadness, they cry easier, anger. It's like good things to just be aware of. It doesn't mean they're broken and we lock them up. It's good to be aware. It doesn't mean they need to take your pills or your drugs or psychedelic or anything. A lot of people,
that's been shown to be beneficial.
Yeah, refrain from a lot of those things.
Tablespoons a day. Now, you might say,
it's nice to have free range.
Tablespoons. That sounds like a lot of extra virgin olive oil. Well, think about it. In the Mediterranean diet.
Yeah, so when you understand those things and over the years and the discrepancies with getting them prescribed, insurance is covering
salad
it.
Dressing made with extra virgin olive oil.
For pain, for withdrawal, the differences there.
So. You're going to have some grilled fish. If you're going to actually.
Yeah, I think, Joe Rogan probably needed a bump too, considering all the talk going on with the associations.
When I look for olive oil, I always look for a few things. I look for
him and Alex Jones and Candace Owens. What's going on with all that?
To look in the back of the bottle to look for whether it's pressed from one kind of olive.
And what happened to Trump? Did he flip?
It was actually freshly
pressed,
and you'll actually get the date of when the harvest was. I look for olive oil that's stored in glass.
It's really to all of it. It doesn't none of that even. That's all it showed to us.
Because that can leach
Most of them seem like good people, try to do the right thing. They're not fucking the kids. Yeah, we're here in Augusta, Maine, Governor Hill Mansion. My name's Mary. I have 4 children here, and my youngest 2 in the hands of sick, murderous pedophiles. And when you see how these punks even strong-arm those guys, because they're connected to their scouting and touting, political scouting, entertainment scouting. They need people that want to go on Fear Factor stuff. I know, I'm telling you right now, when you take a look at it, it's not that hard to see. So do you have any suggestions as to how we can help these children and hostages without upsetting people? Because they get pretty upset and they don't even want to believe it's true, and that's one of the big problems. And then if you actually want to help the hostages, they freak out and start to make threats that they're going to blow stuff up.
One of them is called proanthocyanidin. And guess what this polyphenol does? It supports vascular health. Specifically, it helps your blood vessels become more resilient.
I didn't wake you up with a vacuum, did I?
With blood flow.
Oh, okay. You sleep good? You sleep good?
Yeah. How much chocolate do you want in terms of percent? I go for 70 to 80% or higher. What is the dose? People say. Well, about an ounce of dark chocolate a day will do it. So that's a couple of squares of a dark chocolate bar. And the higher the percentage of cacao, the chocolate can actually get a little bit of bitterness. Now, some people are more sensitive than others. I don't mind bitter chocolate. I kind of like it. But for some people who are sensitive to it, I got a little tip for you. What you should do is to take your squares of chocolate and have it while you're having your morning coffee. What is chocolate plus coffee? Mocha. It's really, really delicious. You should really give it a try. All right, my number 1 food to support angiogenesis is the tomato. Tomatoes are actually fruits, and they contain a carotenoid, a bioactive called lycopene. And what does lycopene do? It helps your metabolism, it's an antioxidant, and guess what? It supports vascular health. It helps angiogenesis. And guess what? Cooking a tomato, like you would tomato sauce, actually makes the lycopene easier to absorb at higher levels in your body. And because lycopene actually likes to dissolve in fat, it's called a fat-soluble substance, guess what? When you cook your tomatoes with extra virgin olive oil, which is fatty, the lycopene will actually get dissolved into the oil, and it's really, really super absorbable in its most potent form. Okay, so combining tomatoes with olive oil, that's something the Mediterranean diet figured out a long time ago, and it's an important way of actually getting the most out of tomatoes. Okay, what's the dose of tomatoes? Well, some studies have shown eating 2 to 3 servings of cooked tomatoes per week can actually lower your risk of some really serious diseases like prostate cancer. So that's not very much, and if each serving is just half a cup, you might actually want a little bit more from that. And studies have shown the more tomato sauce you eat, the better disease protection you're going to get, specifically in prostate cancer. So Nona was right. Slowly cook your tomatoes with extra virgin olive oil and really enjoy it with some pasta, for example. Okay, that's it. 5 foods that support angiogenesis, your vascular defense, that can help to optimize organ function through better blood flow, support healthy aging so that you can be vital for brain, heart, muscles, and very importantly, these are all delicious foods. Anybody can actually get them and enjoy them. So now that you know that angiogenesis is one of the common denominators of health, and your body already has this remarkable system that's designed to grow and maintain good circulation over the course of your life, now you also know that what you eat every day can help to support that system. Now, I study these health defense systems for a living, and I really enjoy sharing what the science is teaching us. So if you're interested in learning more about how diet and lifestyle can activate your body's health defense systems like angiogenesis, then subscribe to my channel, because this is where I share the science that helps you understand how to keep your body healthy in really practical everyday ways. With that, I thank you for joining me on this video, and I will see you on the next video. Dr. Lee out. Hey, if you like that video, then you're gonna love this one. Check it out.
Happened. I sent President Trump some information. We have a gigantic opiate problem in this country, obviously. In 2024, more than 80,000 people died of overdoses. It's a horrible number. And there's more than 5 million people that are addicted to opiates right now in this country. With 1 dose of Ibogaine, more than 80% of people are free of that addiction. With 2 doses, it's more than 90%. I sent him that information. The text message came back, sounds great. Do you want FDA approval? Let's do it. It was literally that quick. These drugs are illegal not because they're harmful. They're illegal because of the 1970 Controlled Substances Act that was passed by the Richard Nixon administration. They did it to target the civil rights movement and the anti-war movement. It's not because these drugs harm people. And for 56 years, we've lived under those terrible conditions. We're free of that now. We're free of that now. Thanks to all these people that we see next to me, and thanks to President Trump.
We all respect Joe. He's a little bit more liberal than that's okay. I have a lot of friends that are liberal, but Joe is an amazing guy, and he wrote me a little note about this, and I had it checked out. I didn't just do it. I had it checked out. I went to Bobby and Oz. I went to some of the people that work for you, real pros, and everybody came back with the same answer. You know, normally they'll come back, because this happens a lot. I have a couple of them like that where they're not sure. It's like, you know, it goes 2 ways. This thing, everybody thought it was incredible. And I told Bobby, I said, Bobby, let's just do it and get Oz involved. It's going to get done so quickly, and you guys did a great job. Would you like to say something, Oz?
Mr. President, I want to thank Matt Zord, who's hiding in the back there, who actually on Sunday wrote a draft for this. You already thanked Heidi and Kelly, but you know, Susie Wiles makes everything run here. This was an unimaginable task in 1 week to be able to go from a series of connections, communications with Joe Rogan through the honey badger of them all, Bobby Kennedy, who said, we're not going to stop. We didn't start calling everyone down the pike. Steph Spears has been involved, and Chris Klump, who's been doing a fantastic job, helping run everything in great efficiency, made something. And I just want to emphasize this. This is an entire paradigm shift away from a one-day-a-pill model, which has failed so many. And to the many who are drug resistant that Joe just spoke to, this offers them a way of getting out of that rut. The question now is, can we study why it works to understand it better, to use it better? That's what Jay Bhattacharya is going to do, NIH with major funding support, perhaps some ARPA as well. Marty spoke eloquently about the FDA's accelerated pathway for this. And then we're going to, when we learn more, figure out better ways of getting access to these products through our healthcare system. But this is an extraordinarily exciting day, and it would never happen if the president just would not take no for an answer. He called on the way, Joe, to the fight on Saturday, and I think he was as determined to get this done as the men in those rings and women in those rings that night. Thank you, sir. I want to thank Professor Nolan Williams. When I was a professor at Stanford, I got to know him, and he taught me about ibogaine and all the promise that it has for treatment-resistant depression and so many other conditions. And particularly for me, I learned a lot. He unfortunately passed away last year. I want to thank this amazing team that just moved heaven and earth to get things done. I do want to emphasize this is something that we're still studying, and we have to keep studying. We have to figure out the right way to like make sure we administer it, that it's safe, that we don't just take it for granted. We already know everything, because we don't. And for the NIH and for ARPA-H, we are absolutely committed to making sure that we keep studying it, keep getting the best gold standard science on it. You see here Nora Volkow, who's my National Institute of Drug Abuse director, and she's been an absolute hero in just developing scientific, so the commitment for American science to focus on this, and in many ways, it's that scientific advance that brought us to this moment. So thank you, President Trump.
But if it's good, we want to get it fully approved fast, right?
I mean, for the things that have great evidence, and that's what
you know, these studies, they go on for a long time, but if it's good. I mean, I have a witness right here, these two incredible brothers. That to me is a study, right?
It's just as Commissioner McCary said, there's stuff that we know and we can tell it works. We still got to figure out sometimes how it works or why it works. That we got to keep doing even as we move forward fast.
But it does work.
Some of those, I mean, absolutely, some of those treatments absolutely work.
Yes, it does.
Here.
I'm trying to get the answer because it either works or it doesn't. I would think that there's been a lot of research already. Indirect research, maybe the ultimate research, people that have taken it, because I've spoken to people that have taken it, aside from the trail, both of them. I've spoken to 5 people that
Mr. President, works.
That had big problems.
Done it 3 times.
Yeah,
it works.
please.
It fixed my demonic
This
relationship.
is Rob O'Neill, who's a friend of mine and a great guy. Go ahead.
It fixed my demonic relationship with alcohol. It saved my life, and then it saved my wife. So every day is a blessing. It took about 3 years of. I did it 3 times. It's a different adventure every time. That's not fun.
So without it, you would have had problems.
I did it with. There was a Green Beret, 28-year sergeant major, that told me when we finished, make sure you tell Amber Capone, the CEO of Veterans Exploring Treatment Solutions, that she saved my life because I was going to kill myself next week. This was my last chance. A 28-year veteran told me that. This works.
Okay, good.
Mr. President,
Yes.
we ask Marcus to speak about his experience.
Thank you, Secretary. Yeah, Mr. President, what Rob O'Neill is talking about, my wife Amber Capone is the CEO of our charity VETS, Veterans Exploring Treatment Solutions. We had prayed for this day to come 10 years ago when we started the charity. We've been sending veterans outside the country, Joe, that you've been talking about for years, several thousand now, and we said the mission will end once this day happens, so we believe this is a huge step in maybe that the mission goes away, and now we have affordable access right here in the U.S.
Why did they get it done?
We're getting it done right. You're getting it.